Stoll PictureHouse, located 117 Westgate Road, Newcastle upon Tyne, part of which falls within the boundary of Hadrian's Wall Heritage Site. It was a traditional cinema picture house that opened its doors in 1867, holding 1,100 patrons. Originally designed by William Parnell for the original owner, politician and industrialist Joseph Cohen. Cohen was the son of Newcastle Member of Parliament Sir Joseph Cohen, who can be seen here. Cohen's son originally wanted the theatre for showcasing locally produced dramas, operas and pantomimes, but they were not able to compete with the travelling market, and so the cinema changed hands. The market changed for theatregoers during and following the First World War due to the growing popularity of movies, which led to the theatres closing in 1917. It was then leased out by Sir Oswald Stoll and converted into a cinema by 1919, which was the seventh to be converted in Newcastle alone. The theatre reopened as a picture house on the 2nd of June 1919, first showcasing Tarzan of the Apes. Stoll was also a record breaker in Newcastle, being the first cinema in the city to show a talkie. The cinema also became widely known for its publication of various big-titled films that showcase creating props and stage decorations to promote the latest releases and showings. Not only were the props the biggest hit for enticing moviegoers, but stunts in the street to promote films were also very common, with both King Kong and Catherine the Great being heavily promoted at their time of release in 1933 and 1934 respectively. During the late 19th century, the cinema's popularity grew so rapidly, the business saw a new way to make further profit and opened the grand salon to the entrance of the stalls and circle seating, which acted as the winter tea rooms and dining area. The cinema showcased the biggest films with the most famous actors and faces, further inclining their popularity for nights out and dates. But it was also the home to leading politician William Gladstone, who gave a speech as former Prime Minister in Stoll PictureHouse in 1891 at the end of his political career. The cinema became incredibly important to the social community of Newcastle and was widely used throughout the period it was open, and was a continuously operational theatre and cinema, with the only exceptions being 1974 to 1977. The cinema was also seen as a hub of entertainment and social interaction, and was often the location of social meetups among friends or for couples to go on dates, as well as local dances. The theatre was thriving as a cinema for decades, not closing for over 40 years or even struggling to bring in paying customers during this period, as it always showed the popular films and the biggest hits. However, due to the rise in popularity of television during the 1960s, the number of people actually going to the cinema generally declined. The cinema became so desperate for patrons between 1960 and 1972 that it began showing X-rated films to try and appeal to a wider audience, and one that would not be suited by using just the television. However, this was the end for the Stoll's long run, and the cinema closed on the 23rd of March 1974 after its final showing was an X-rated movie, Danish Bed and Board. During the closure of the cinema since its first reopening in 1919, there was an extensive exploration of the building, and it was discovered that the original stage machinery was still intact and in situ. These were found along with the original Victorian stage and sets from the last show that had been performed. It was formed as an independent registered charity that aimed to restore and reopen the theatre again. The company made and had their offer accepted to purchase the theatre and the surrounding property in 1980 from Stoll Corporation. In August 1985, the building was upgraded to a Grade 1 listed building from a Grade 2, but disaster struck on Christmas Day the same year when the fire backstage destroyed the fly tower. On the 14th of January 1986, the remaining wall of the fly tower was blown down by strong winds and fell through the original stage and machinery. 11 months after the fire, the stage was reopened with operational machinery and the stage costing $1.5 million to restore. But by 1989, the short-lived North Arts deal ended, putting the theatre into a difficult financial situation, with administration stepping in 1995. After passing hands in December 1995 and again in 2004, the theatre was eventually bought by Newcastle City Council in 2008 for £600,000. The freehold of the cinema to the theatre's trust, and the cinema celebrated its 150th birthday in 2017.